Cheers, I do buckaroos. How the heck are you? You know who I am. Anyways, so I picked this up a few days ago when we were in Steelville, Missouri, about 2.5 hours from where we live here in Springfield. Copper, and I found this at clearance, believe it or not. It was $10.99. Copper and King's Craft Work brandy finished in fine craft beer barrels. In this case, it is the Four Hands Madagascar, finished in Four Hands Brewing Company Madagascar Imperial Milk Stout barrels. Is 52 point. It was 52%, 104 proof. Brandy finished in craft beer barrels, copper pot stilled American brandy, non-chill filtered. That stuff is incredible. So I had it neat while we were gone. I had it as once we got back. I made it as I looked up recipes for Brandy Manhattan. I thought it might have a clever name, and no, just as Brandy Manhattan. But as I was doing that, I thought, boy, I bet it would make a nice old fashioned as well. So I didn't even look up any recipes. To be honest with you, I just thought I'm going to do it basically the same way. So I did a version of an old fashioned using this brandy. And because we're doing the brandy, I used a cherry garnish rather than the orange peel that some use it in a traditional old fashioned, but for this one I wanted that dark cherry garnish, and because of that I picked up some cherry bitters. So we'll do the cherry bitters, yeah, because I thought it was, so the milk chocolate almost gives this brandy some fudge like notes, so I thought the cherry would really work. Oh, the nose is incredible, I'll tell you that. The aromatics, man, they're crazy. I've got 3 ounces of the brandy. I've got 1 ounce of my homemade simple syrup that I make using raw sugar. And I've got about 4 dashes. Oh, gosh, wow. I got about 4 dashes of those cherry bitters. And I will say that I've never used these cherry bitters before, so I don't know what the aromatics are. I don't know what the flavors are. I've never had it. But boy, that does smell nice. And although some prefer their old fashioned on the rocks, I serve this straight up just as I would a Manhattan. But I did chill the glass beforehand. Mmm. Gosh, that's gorgeous. Yeah, what I'm saying, this brandy gives you notes of fudge, English walnut, little sweetness because it's aged in those milk stout barrels. And of course, you've got those brandy notes as well. That's why I was kind of thinking cherry, because I thought the cherry would really accompany all those other flavors and aromas. So I went with a dark cherry garnish, much the same way I would a Manhattan. In fact, the only difference between this and my Manhattan is, well, I didn't have the cherry bitters when I made the Manhattan, so I didn't make the Manhattan with the cherry bitters, so I'm going to have to do that. However, yeah, but the only difference was I used the simple syrup as opposed to the sweet vermouth as you would use in a Manhattan. That's really the only difference in the cocktail. I would like to challenge any old-fashioned drinker, though. Man, this thing is absolutely brilliant. It really is. It's good, man. It's good, Tom. It's really tasty, man. So we picked up these glasses. My wife actually found these at a thrift store in St. James, Missouri while we were there. Some flies just started getting around here. They hadn't been out here. Oh, I got that one now. I got that, baby. Yeah, they hadn't been out here till just found me, I guess. Let me cover that up. There we go, so they don't get in there. St. James, my wife found right after breakfast. She found this. In fact, it was just opening up right as we finished breakfast, so she went in there to look around. And found these glasses. There were a couple others that we picked up too, but I like these because I thought they would make a nice, they're probably a dessert cup in all honesty, but I thought they'd work for both a Manhattan and or old fashioned or a martini. Because a lot of places kind of like to use that, I don't know, that champagne like glass for a Manhattan, and I don't own any of those, so I don't particularly like the style. But I thought this was similar and yet a little different. I like the etched glass. And the etchings are very similar to some brandy snifters that I got from my mom many years ago. Oh my God, it is delicious. So the amount of simple syrup, yeah, I don't use as much simple syrup as a lot of folks do. In fact, I put a full ounce in here because I had 3 ounces of the brandy. I may adjust it down just a tad next time, but yeah, because this is rather sweet. Again, but the thing is, cocktail recipes weren't handed down from God to Moses. I've seen a lot of folks argue about a garnish. Well, Tom, you can't make it with that. You got to use orange peel. Yeah, show me. Show me where it's written in stone that it has to only be done that way. The truth is, I tell people, it's your cocktail. Make it any way you want to. These recipes are guidelines. It's an idea. You can take what you want. You can, change it up. We're not making bread, right? It's not a formula. If you're baking, you got to do things a specific way because baking isn't a recipe. It's a formula. So you got to do it that way. But cocktails, yeah, that's a whole different thing. This is all about creativity. This is art, man. This is art. It's art you can drink, so make it any way you want to. Yeah, the honest truth is I never thought about using brandy to do a Manhattan or an Old Fashioned until I picked up this brandy, and I'm glad I bought 2 bottles. The truth is, at $10.99, I'm kind of mad at myself for not buying 3. I just didn't know how it was going to be, but I took a chance because I didn't know the craft work or the Copper and Kings, but I know Four Hands. So if Four Hands let them use their barrels, I figured it had to be pretty good. So I bought 2. But I'm already working my way through this first bottle, so I'm going to tuck that other one away. I don't want to even open that second one until I get near Thanksgiving. So I want that around for Thanksgiving and Christmas. But I tell you, man, this is gorgeous, man. This is just gorgeous. It really is. This is beautiful. You're beautiful, babe. Don't ever change. Yeah, this is something. I thought it would work, right? There was no reason why it wouldn't. But I just had in my head that I had to find the cherry bitters to make it work. I've got orange bitters and I've got black walnut bitters, which I've been using in everything. I've got traditional Angostura bitters. But I've never had the cherry bitters. I thought, man, for what I have in mind, I feel like it has to have the cherry bitters. So before I made the Old Fashioned, I picked up these cherry bitters. So it's the same brand that I have the black walnut bitters, which I love intensely. Oh gosh, this is gorgeous. It's one of the best cocktails I've ever had. This is beautiful. It's beautiful, man. Don't ever change. Oh my gosh. Come a fall night, holy cheeseburgers. That's delicious. I've got a few friends that really love an Old Fashioned, so I'm going to have to get them this recipe. They may not be able to find this particular brandy, but oh man. The idea I thought worked. We weren't that far from there. We took the long way around, got back to where we were staying, but I didn't want to do a lot of driving the second day. I didn't want my wife to do a lot of driving the second. She typically likes to drive, but I kept everything where it was right in this little bubble for day 2. But yeah, part of me wishes I'd have taken that longer drive after breakfast and went back down to Steelville and picked up a couple new things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because, this is good. This is really good. But about one more bottle of these, maybe a second bottle of that gin. Oh, Lord. Lord, have mercy. It's good, man. It's really good. I do like the glass, though. Yeah, I saw this. My wife showed it to me. So, that's got a nice shape. I like that. I think that'd be perfect for Manhattan. I don't know what the original purpose of the glass was. I don't know that it matters. I'm just saying I think it works. Anyways, I digress. Cheeseburgers, man. I am Tom. Well, I would say whiskey whisperer. Brandy isn't quite whiskey, but close enough. We'll just go and we'll skip to the end and say, uh, all around good guy. Cheers, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me.